So I spent most of the weekend with the Hallmark Lifetime Ion Channel Network, and I did get some good stuff done while I was on the weekend. I went and seen my work mom Deb and delivered her Christmas on Saturday. Got some more Christmas shopping done, so I'm now 3% away from being done. Excited about that. Um, and when I gave my work mom her gifts, I also gave her birthday gifts. Um, it was a great feeling to give. I love to give rather than receive. It's just an overwhelming great feeling. And we got some books. We went up to the Candy Kitchen Sunday. Great time with the family. Everybody was there. Well, almost everybody. We didn't see Cousin Dave again and his wife, but we saw Cousin Penny because she went with us. We had Kinsey and Mom and Grandpa and me. We didn't take pictures because it was too cold, but they have the Christmas decorations out in Tuscola. So those who go up to Tuscola often, if you want your pictures, like with the ornaments that say joy, they have a snowman, they have a Santa Claus on one corner. I don't know what they have on the other, but it's great times to go up there and take pictures, just saying. I'm going to be prepared next time. But anyway, everybody's been asking about we saw somebody up there on Sunday who told Grandpa to make his life into a story. I'm thinking about and contemplating about just doing like a live video with Grandpa and I talking, like having a conversation back and forth. You probably wouldn't see me because it'll be with my phone, not the computer. And it would be interesting to get some of that documentation down, for future time to come. I wish Grandma would have allowed me to do that, but she always refused. She never did like this. She never did like my YouTube channel. She thought it was too broadcasty. She just felt like everything should be private. To me, I am like an open book. And be like, okay, you know what? This is my life. Take it or leave it. Be in it or not. That's the way it is. And maybe that's why I share too much. Who knows? I do have the holiday blues, but no use in wallowing in that. When we came back, I went to the mall with my mom. We wore a mask, and I got some really nice gifts at the ornament station. This year, since Grandpa decided to take the paper again, I'm buying the little paper person a nice gift. And to me, a nice gift is a gift card to somewhere to eat, something to eat like a box of chocolates, and a couple of ornaments to, celebrate the season. So that's exactly what the newspaper person is getting. A nice gift card to Domino's Pizza, because I got a nice discount on that at Dollar General, just saying. And a box of chocolates from Dollar General. But hey, you know what? It's the thought that counts. The ornament was spent big bucks on out at the ornament station out there at the mall, which takes them a while to do. Just want to say that they were extremely busy, so I was more patient than my mom. She was like, well, Grandpa is not going to want to wait on making the ornament, which he didn't. He was wanting to get home, but in all honesty, the sun was coming right in on the car, so we probably shouldn't have parked there. But anyway, we got the ornaments, we got all that done and taken care of. I'm down to like a few odds and ends. I got Cousin Ann taken care of. I'm so excited about this. Went on to Lakeside Collection. I ordered her a ceramic tree. Last year was the year of ceramic trees around here for the most part. I ordered one for our neighbor across the street, my mom, and they both loved it. So I thought, you know what can I get Cousin Ann? She lost her husband last year, and I wanted to really cheer her up. And it turns out she had a bad fall, and she's had a nursemaid and some other person to come in and look in on her. She lives down in Fairfield, Illinois. Anyway, I got her a nice little ceramic tree, and I got her a prayer buddy that she could hold on to that says, I said a prayer for you. And I think she'll really enjoy those two items. She used to cook a lot, but I didn't want to, get her something to cook considering she's up in her 80s. I thought maybe that wouldn't be a wise idea. I wanted to come off as thoughtful and, wanting her to know that we were thinking of her. So I thought that was a good gift. I haven't really decorated the front room this year. I haven't really been in the mood to be that Christmassy. As most of you know, I've given away most of our lights outside. I think there's still a Santa Claus and maybe a couple reindeer still stuck in the shed that I didn't put out there. There's always next year. And I don't know. I'm not really overly Christmas spirited. I don't know if that's a word or not. because I had to get the tires on my SUV, as you all know. And that did a lot to the old spirit, per se. Um, but in the good news, uh, you know, last year I charged, I want to say $75. So far this year, knock on wood, I've only charged $30 to my Lakeside Collection buy now, pay later account. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not overly spending, and that's a good thing. But again, I just don't have the spirit. It's like, get through the holiday, get it done. You know, sometimes, we can overbuild situations, and I think Christmas is one of those holidays where we watch the Hallmark movie, or we watch the Lifetime movie, or the Ion movie, and we think, oh, that's going to happen to me. Ironically enough, on Facebook, Pro Flowers was running a special to enter in like their contest for the flowers to be given away. And I posted on there, I said, while this is a lovely contest, and thank you for the opportunity, it just reminds me of the Hallmark movie where the girl is getting all these flowers and she thinks it's for her, but yet it's for her dad. And meanwhile, the guy that's by her side through all of these, oh, look, I have this wonderful guy out there and he's here, he drove all his way there to see her, but yet she thinks it's just a friendship. And here she is like going right in front of him the whole time. Oh, isn't this wonderful? Isn't this wonderful? Meanwhile, he's hoping that she'll see the light and realize that those gifts aren't from him and they're not from anybody else. But she doesn't until it's too late. And then she gets the Hallmark ending because somehow or other, I forget how it ends, but she finds out the gifts were meant from her late mom to her dad, not to her. And she feels like a fool. And for somehow or other, I think she catches him right before he gets on the bus to go back to town, the town where they work. And they work things out. We all know in life it doesn't happen that way. In life, if she was to go after that guy, after she, thought that, oh, I have this wonderful dream man who's sending me 12 gifts of Christmas, leading up to, the big holiday. And, this guy's standing here watching. I guarantee you, like the third day, he'd been like, see ya, In today's world, it just doesn't work like that. And Lifetime movies and Hallmark movies are wonderful for trying to bring your spirits, I guess, up instead of down. But I wish they were a little bit more realistic. Just a little bit, Maybe it's because I'm so bitter during this holiday season. Maybe it's because I believe anymore that Christmas is for the kids, because it's like when you get a certain age, it's just deflated. It goes out the window. You try to make it a magical holiday, but it seems like everybody's got to know what they're getting before they get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm wanting to rant tonight, so it's probably a good thing that I'm not going to sing for y'all because my voice is going to heck in a handbag. But I did get this handy-dandy prevention magazine that wants to welcome us into 2021. So I thought, what we'll do is take a video, and we will go through that prevention magazine together, right? Because that's what I always do. I'm not dropping off magazines for Work Mom Deb for at least, I think we talked about closer to Christmas Eve, since I got to see her this past time, which I was so glad that the weather was good, because her packages, I just didn't want them getting wet. I have another lady that I want to drop off her packages. She's like a work older sister, and I wanted to drop her packages off. I haven't heard back from her. We usually have this system where she would pick up the books from my SUV, where I would leave the bag of books in the back of my SUV. She'd drive by and get the books and go on. Well, she couldn't catch up with as fast as I was reading, which ironically right now I'm not reading. I've been coloring again. Speaking of which, I did finish, upside down, Donna, this little drummer boy today. And it turns out my Facebook friends think I did a wonderful job. So I'm glad they're happy because it probably will be gifted to one of them. I've started another one, which is a snowflake, and it's put to the side, so I've got it. You'll see it when it's done. But the only thing that I'm really excited about, and I have no clue why, but this is sad and true, is I'm going to get my hair done on December 24th. Yay! Go me, right? So I'm thinking about that. I'm also thinking that I do I don't know. I make it like a habit with you guys that every year I do something unique on Christmas Eve. I kicked this idea around with my mom. She was kind of timid and not really wanting to say too much because my niece, Mackenzie, will be like, probably, no, I ain't doing that. But I would like to shoot a few moments, do like a YouTube live with you all on Christmas Eve, and be like, hey, this is us crazies at Christmas Eve. Not crazies, but you know what I mean. Just something fun and upbeat to try and break the holiday blues, because that's where I'm still at, in the holiday blues. As much as I try, every year it just gets to me, and this year I guess maybe it's because I'm getting older, it's getting to me a little bit more. And delivering my first Christmas present the very first week of December. I mean, wow, December 4th. I've got a few odds and ends that have not made it here yet, which I hope does. We'll just have to wait and see. I am just praying for the best on a lot of fronts. But Santa, if you can hear me, which I'm beginning to wonder if you exist, I sent you an email. I hope you read it. I'm not going to write you a letter. But if you read the email, you know the 3 high points that I need help in my life. Maybe you'll work on them. Maybe it'll be like that Hallmark movie, only this time the Mr. Right will show up to the front door. And he won't bring a poinsettia because he knows I have animals. But he'll bring a ninja foodie. And he'll be like, I watched you on YouTube, you blonde bombshell, and I just can't live without you. Here's a ninja foodie. Well, there's a good Hallmark ending for you. Instead of kissing her, he hands her the ninja foodie and then kisses her. And she's like, oh, I can work in the kitchen and be so happy ever after. It's the small things in life. Sorry. Oh, good gravy. Anyway, in weird and upbeat news, we got Christmas cards this week. Which, speaking of which, if you want to send a Christmas card, which cards are welcome, feel free to do so. The address is 901 South 15th Street, Mattoon, Illinois, 61938. You can put Grandpa's name, Mr. Wayne McDowell, which he loves getting mail. Or you can put my name, Ms. Donna Bean. M.S. That's for Ms. Donna, D-O-N-N-A, Bean. Like green bean, B-E-A-N. Perfect. What we're doing with the Christmas cards this year is when we receive a card, we're returning a card, and I'm head of the Christmas card department. Let me tell you, so much fun. We have one cousin on my grandma's side. He always writes us a long letter and then sends a nice Christmas card with a picture of his kids and grandkids, and then the letters in the card, and then, of course, he signs the card. So this year I decided, you know what? I'm going to share a memory, and maybe this will help you out there if you're doing Christmas cards. Just saying. I shared a memory with my cousin because of a lot of reasons. You know, to me, when someone leaves the face of this earth, that does not mean you're off the hook of decorating their grave. They sent a nice letter about everything that's going on in their life, okay? But never did they say, we're going to come and decorate the grave, or we're going to come and spend some time with you, which is the greatest gift you can give. So I told them exactly of a memory that I remember with great uncle Otis and great aunt Lorna in the card. And I also shared how we make a point to go to the graveyard, not only to decorate Grandma's grave, but to decorate her brother's grave. And it's always sad not to see the only flowers on there is what we put on there. Me and Grandpa, and sometimes Mom. But otherwise, it has no flowers. And to think that those two people didn't impact your life is just a sad, sad moment. Anyway, here's what I put in there. I said, you know, Grandma always looked forward to reading your letters. She didn't get to know too much about them personally because they lived in Missouri, and my grandparents were up in 8 years, and they wouldn't travel as they got older. They would travel to concerts, but they were just never a close family unit with extended family, and it was sad. But she always enjoyed reading the letters and hearing about the various adventures that they went on during the year. And, you know, when Grandpa got the card, he said it reminded him a lot of Grandma because she would sit there and smile and say, oh, look at this, look at what they've done, and isn't that amazing? And it was like having Grandma back for a little bit. I said, I can recall going to Granite City, Missouri, visiting with great Uncle Otis and great Aunt Lorna. But the thing that always will touch my heart with kindness and graciousness was the way she walked in and she's like, you need something to drink. You look parched. And I was just like, oh, I'm okay. I'm okay. She presented me with my first Gatorade that was grape. And I will never forget that because it was the smallest thing, right? The kindest gesture brings the biggest memory. And then she went out of her way to make us feel welcome there. And she even invited us to stay the night. But we were on our way to do a trip to St. Louis. I think it was at the time to see a concert. And so, you know, it was just wild because, you know, we took time, just a little bit of time off of our schedule to go see them. But it made the biggest difference. And I will always feel like that visit was worthy. It was one that I don't regret making and one that I will always cherish. And I urge you this holiday season, if you can't spend physical time with someone, take time to make a memory because you can't buy those at a store. They're non-refundable. And most importantly, people matter. Family matters. And most importantly, you won't regret the times that you did not have because you took that time. You made that time. And I think that's more important than anything else this year. We've lost a lot to 2020, but don't lose the closeness of family and friends. You don't have to be physically close. You can be like, okay, you know what? This person impacted my life, so I want them to know that I appreciate them. A simple card in the mail like we got from Cousin Pete takes a few moments. I urge you to do the same. Take a few moments. You won't regret it. Whew. With that out of the way, and that Christmas protocol of writing a Christmas card, I've got another 2 Christmas cards, one to my mom and one to Cousin Peter. So I'm excited to get those in the mail. I just didn't put stamps on them, otherwise they would have been in the mail tonight. But sometimes things happen that way, and we still got time to get them there before Christmas. And if you send a Christmas card to us, we send one to you. Don't forget that. Because I'm head of the Christmas card department. Next up is Prevention Magazine. I don't know if we'll get all the way through it or not, because there were so many good points. Look at how many good points there was in that book. And I want to share them with you. So take a deep seat, because we're going to do that next.